What's PvP poppin', battlers? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be trolling Ultra League players with Snorlax and Blissey. So let's just see what happens. Alright, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Ultra League, I have no Stardust at all for Ultra League. I've maxed out one Pokemon, and that's Swampert. So I'm gonna be using that in my team, and then I'm just using a 100% Snorlax that I'm going to max out later for Masters. Shout out to Swag Tips for that recommendation. Really good tip there. And also, I'm gonna be using Blissey just to be tanking everything and just maybe running the clock. I don't know. I just wanted to troll people just by throwing like the beefiest Pokemon out there, and then Swampert for like some actual firepower. So let's just get into the first battle, shall we? So, before I start, shout out to all my new subscribers. Oh my gosh, I think like half of my subscribers are from the Trainer Club, so I just want to give a really special thanks to Billy from the Trainer Club. Thank you so much for bringing all these awesome people to my channel who might otherwise not see me. And thank you guys for subscribing, and to all my other subscribers, obviously, thank you guys so much. I love all of you equally. Let's just see what happens with these trolling videos. So let's just go. Alright, first battle. We got BMO 1, so I apologize for wrecking you with Blissey. But let's just see what happens. I'm leading Snorlax, and my plan is to just tank everything with Snorlax and Blissey, not shield maybe like once, ever, and then just use my shields for Swampert so that I can just, you know, keep that one alive to do as much damage as possible. So this Alolan Muck here probably is resisting my licks, but that's okay because we're throwing a lot of them at like rapid fire, and his charge moves aren't doing much anyways, and so I'm just gonna stay in and do a bunch of body slams. And so he's probably gonna get, wow, he didn't get to, okay, so he didn't get to the second, another charge move rather, so we're gonna do some more damage to it. We're gonna let this go. Obviously we're not shielding these because this is just for fun. I don't care about my rank anymore. The rating system is broken. I don't like it. I think it's based on how many wins you have prior to the league starting, so it's kind of dumb. Anyways, Blissey's in the house, and it's just gonna sit there, and it's just gonna take all these hits and not really flinch. So it's kind of like that Baymax movie where it's just like, that's kind of what it reminds me of. Just like all these attacks are just basically poking it. It's not doing much. So we're gonna tank this Hydro Cannon, and not a surprise, it didn't do much damage. Now we're going to throw a Dazzling Gleam because I didn't really feel like using a TM at this point in time. So I think I did since change this to Psychic just to kind of have some actual coverage against like Venusaur maybe. Although Dazzling Gleam would do better against the dragons, but it's whatever. So we got Hydro Cannon, and now this is where we protect our Swampert. Okay, so if you guys want to try this strategy, it is kind of fun. If you're like me and don't care about your rank anymore because you realize it's impossible to move up anymore, try this out. It's kind of fun. You'll have a good laugh. Alright, so Hydro Cannon actually does a lot of damage to Swampert, even though you would think it'd be resistant to it, but I think it's neutral, so it does a lot of damage. Here we're going to go Earthquake. Definitely want to go Earthquake against Giratina Altered. Hydro Cannon does not do a lot of damage at all. So, nice shiny, by the way. I cannot wait to use my shiny Giratina in Masters League. I did get a perfect in a trade, so we re-rolled some, and we lucky I got a perfect one, so I'm so excited for that. Anyways, enough flexing. We're going to do the Earthquake here and take out the Giratina, and we take this game. So I'm actually surprised that we won, to be honest. We did lose 2 of the 5 out of this set, and I only gained 1 rating point, which, again, dumb. But we're going to lead Snorlax again. Snorlax will be resisting these Shadow Claws, so if you go against a Typhlosion, you know, you might be able to sit, you know, and just kind of tank some of these attacks. But he decides to switch, and I honestly just staying in. Actually, no, I gotta switch because Body Slam isn't doing anything. So I switch into Swampert because the Mud attacks are super effective. And so we're going to protect our Swampert, and Focus Blast does do a lot of damage, so that was a good shield there. Flash Cannon doesn't do as much, but still, so that was a good shield. And Earthquake does more damage, obviously, but I was expecting him to pull a shield there, I think, and he didn't, which was really... Sorry, my phone just fell off a chair. So he's going to throw a Focus Blast, and we shield. So those are 2 solid shields Again, I'm not sure why he didn't try to bait me. That was kind of a bad move on his part. Maybe he doesn't have a flash cannon. I don't know. But now we have... I should have stayed in. I don't know. I could have done another... I don't know. I'm just switching in and out, trying to protect that Swampert, because that is the most important Pokemon on my team, and I did run out of shield, so that was probably why I switched. And now we have a Lapras. Not a huge threat to Swampert, so this is actually pretty good news for us. So we do a Body Slam here, and doing a lot of damage with Snorlax. Man, Snorlax is actually a solid pick in Ultra League, so it's not really a huge troll with that, but I think Blissey, I don't know. I don't think Blissey is a great pick for Ultra League, but maybe for Masters, I don't know. I'm more of an expert in Great League, to be honest, but this is just kind of funny. I wanted to show you guys. So now we have Blissey, and we're going to tank again. It's a really straightforward strategy. Just kind of avoid fighters, and if they don't have any fighters, you can basically tank everything, save your shields for Swampert, and it makes these games really easy to play and more fun, I think, sometimes. So we tank a Blast Burn, normally would one-shot most things, or at least do a huge chunk. Blissey just wipes it off like nothing. We decided to go with a little baby Dazzling Gleam, and we take that match. All right, let's just go to the final match, because this one I think is the most hilarious. So we're gonna lead again. Snorlax, sorry, it's kind of boring, but he's got Steelix, so interesting pick here. And we're just going to, he switches into a Poliwrath. So at this point in time, I'm kind of thinking, oh crap, if it has Dynamic Punch, I might have to burn a shield, but I know I can tank one, I'm pretty sure. So I decided to just say, why not? Screw it, I'll just not shield. And it had Power Up Punch. So that was awesome. So that means if he doesn't have Dynamic Punch, we can stay in here and not shield anything, because the Power Up Punches won't do a lot of damage. Even though it is super effective, it's such a weak move. It's mainly only there to power up your Pokemon. So I'm not shielding. I don't even care. Throw it at me, Poliwrath. So he powers up, and here it was an interesting play on his part. I'm not sure why he shielded. That was interesting. I wouldn't have shielded personally, but maybe he was expecting, maybe he thought he could KO me there, and just wanted to keep it alive, but he lost too much health, in my opinion, to have been worth shielding. So he does get Ice Punch off, so he does burn his shield. I guess it wasn't the worst shield after all, but that Poliwrath is pretty tanky. I mean, I would have expected that to have gone down by now. Now we have an Ice Fang for Feraligatr, which is an interesting move. I believe it's one of the newer moves that was given to Feraligatr, Ice Fang, so it kind of gives it some good coverage against flyers and the grass type. So that's a pretty good move to have. Doesn't charge very fast, 5 energy per turn, or per attack, but you know, it's whatever. So this particular matchup, probably the slowest matchup ever, because you see here, Dazzling Gleam does absolutely nothing. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit, because this is just going absolutely nowhere. So I'm gonna speed it up to 200% just to kind of get through this part. This is one of the perks of Blissey is it can drain the clock. I mean, it just sits there and just wastes time. So if you have a really good lead and you maybe run out of shields, you don't want to lose, throw in your Blissey, drain the shot clock, and just take the win, because that actually does happen. So let's see, we got Swampert is back in, throwing some Hydro Cannons. Not very effective. Probably should have thrown Earthquake, but we're going to go ahead and shield, because this is the only strategy we know for this team, at least with this opponent that we're playing. So we're going to go another Hydro Cannon. I think because I thought I was going to die, maybe. I don't know. I should have... Earthquake still would have been the better move, but I thought it would shield, honestly. So there it goes. Okay, so we get the last shield, and then we time out. And then we time out. Okay, so let me rewind that real quick to show you one more time. That Hydro Cannon, actually he burned a shield there, but let's just go back. If you look at my health on my Swampert, very little, but it's like matched with his. So between my health on the Swampert and the Blissey put together, just a little bit more HP, and so we take the win with a timeout. And that was just the perfect way to finish that set. I did lose 2 matches in the middle there, but I thought that was hilarious. Not expecting to go 3-2 with that lineup, but yeah, it was funny. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So comment below what you guys thought. Have you run a team like this before? I know, shout out to the guy in blue from my Discord. He ran this team and had some success, or he had like a Snorlax Blissey team, and he showed me his battle. It was pretty funny. And if you guys want to, you know, comment below if you've tried this before, what your experience was. I love talking about this stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. And in the next video, for those of you who are still watching, is going to be one of the most epic battles I think I've ever done in Go Battle League history. So you definitely going to want to stay tuned for that. So thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.